Hello, how are you? You ready for something a little different? Oh, this is Julie Bling, and today's project is these pillow boxes. They're called square pillow boxes. So I'll be using Adoring Hearts and the dies. I think this is Thoughtful Expressions for these layers, these labels. So these pillow boxes in the annual or in the spring catalog, page 8 and 9, see this product suite? Have you ever been tempted, or do you know what product suites are? Product suites are everything you see on this page is included with one item number. $75, you get all these things. You get the bundle, including the punch and the stamp set, the ribbon, these square pillow boxes, and these embellishments. That's great. And many times I order the the product suite, but usually there's something in there that I'm just not sure about. Like there's another product suite back here, and it's got these note cards with well, see, now this one, here's another product suite. You get all of it for $126, but these butterflies, I would have to purchase a whole bunch extra. Therefore, I decided just to order things separately. Rather than to do it with a group, I would have to order a lot extra. So there's always just like one kind of 3D thing or one thing in there that I'm thinking, well, I don't know. There's one other in here, and I know that Jerry just ordered it. This one here, beautiful. But again, there's the note cards and the envelopes, and they're beautiful, but to be able to share them with everyone, I'll have to buy a whole lot of them. Therefore, I usually just order each of these things separately, or the bundle and then the little embellishment separately. Anyhow, the reason I say all that is the pillow boxes. I was just thinking, I just want it all. So I bought this, and I've had these pillow boxes sitting here for a few months, and decided it's time to get into it because we're having an ice storm where it rains and it all freezes on the trees and the bushes. It looks beautiful, but I can't do class. We canceled today, so I have bonus time. So these pillow boxes are like this, and I'm thinking, what do I do? And then I put them off to the side, but this has been going on for months. Today's the day. What do you think? So let me show you where I started with this, because where I started, there's some good ideas, but the last one I did, I think is the best. You know, sometimes you just have to get in, and you just have to try stuff, and then you'll work through it, and you'll end up loving it. So the first one is like this. And you're like, oh, because see how it's kind of ombre looking? That was the plan. And this is the very, well, hold on. This is the second one I did. The first one I did, I thought, what if I stamp? That's why I pulled out this stamp set, because I plan on using this one next month and doing a few cards with it. But I pulled it out thinking, what if I stamp these with Versamark ink and put clear powder on it? Then do the brayer. I have one of the old brayers, the old style. The new one works just the same. So I did that, stamped it in clear, or stamped it in Versamark, put clear powder on it, then did the brayer over it. Oh, not good. What a mess. And maybe if I put it all together, it would be cute, but I wasn't feeling that. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing it's two-sided. Now I have the inside decorated. So then I did just the ombre. And it's not perfect, by no means. But when I did it a second time, I do like how this one came out. Okay, so there was that one. Then next I thought, well, all of the catalog samples are using the B paper. So the next one I did, I'm going to finish this one using these pieces, just like this one. So the next one was this one, and that is cute. And with the ribbon, this is free ribbon from Celebration. I put the bees on there, so they're kind of flopping around. And all of these, they pop open, and you could put a little treat inside. And I'm not sure what treat to put inside. Ooh, I got that one tight. Holy cow. There it is. Huh. closes easy. So I have tips on putting this together. So this was the second one. First one, second one. These were the last ones. Then did this one, a little bit calmer. I tried to choose a calmer paper with just the bee that I cut out of the designer paper. And then this one, do you ever use a rubber band? Because I glued that and I wanted it to be right there. So while it was drying, I had a rubber band on it. So this one with the wings kind of popped up. So that one's a little bit easier or a little less busy. I just had to trim up the ends. Then I thought, you know what it is? It's this designer paper that's making me a little crazy. So then I did this one, and I really like this one. So then I thought, well, that's the ticket. I need to do it on a little bit more solid paper, not quite so busy. This one might be my favorite. Let's do one like this today. And then I just recently did this one using these stamps. And I like that one. But again, it's a little bit calmer. But then, one last one. You could see I'm running out of space because there's 10 in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is 8. Look at this one. So this is old paper from the catalog, the holiday catalog that just retired. Oh, but I'm liking this one. That's beautiful. I'm not quite sure what I'll do. Maybe I'll put a blue flower on it. And I'll tell you, key is if you get a paper that has a random design on it, it makes it so much easier. Because if you have a paper that has a pattern on it, when you're looking at it, you want the bees, you don't want them upside down. Like turn it over, the bees are the right side, right, going the right way. But then what do you do for the sides? These I'm looking at them, these I'm looking at them, and those are just on their side. And then another note, when you're choosing your paper, it's like, oh, well that's no print, but you have to make sure that it's perpendicular. So I'll show you a good bad example. The front, just fine. When you turn this, can you see my lines are kind of going off to the side a little? Just a little. If you look on the side, that one's pretty good. This one, that one's okay. That one's okay. It's just this last one. Yeah. Okay, another thing I was stumbling with is, well, what do? Do I just stamp on this thing? And that was kind of boring. When I did this, it's really flat. Yeah, this is kind of a mess. So, who was I talking with? She goes, well, just make a template. And I'm like, what, cut it all apart? She goes, no, with a pencil. And I caught on what she was talking about. So, swoosh all these away. Let's do this one here with maybe, we could do it just like that. I don't know. Okay, all these go to the side. So I'll show you about making the template. I have plans for all these too. This is my template maker. Plain paper and bump side. See how there's a little score line? Bump side up. And take your pencil and figure out where is the bump. Oh, there we go. Do you see where it's hitting heavy? So that's where I'm going to cut it out. I think it was Miranda who sent me a message. Just make a template. So you could see where you're supposed to cut, huh? Okay, and then let's do one of these down here. And I'm just doing it until I know where my scissors are going to cut. So, there it is. it's a little bit light over here. There we go. Okay, so with my scissors, I'm going to cut it out. I have these done. This is what I do in the brayer in, but these work just fine. But that's how you make your template. Okay, so we're going to decorate this box in just a minute, but in the meantime, let's choose a paper. Oh, so let me, since these are sitting here, let me cut out the 2 labels and this banner. And this banner, that's going to be for right here. So this banner, you would think, oh, stamp it first, then cut it. You can't see through it. So this time we're going to cut it out, then we'll stamp it. So it's cut out. Hopefully I'll stamp it straight. There's that. Okay, so we have all these pieces, and let's choose this paper again, just because it turned out kind of pretty. There we go. And I imagine doing this project with all kinds of other paper. Well, like I did that navy paper. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is the side I want up. Therefore, I'm going to put my pencil lines on this side. And if you happen to put it on the side that you want up, that just means you have to erase. And that's no big deal. But I'm just avoiding a step. Because I had eraser, you know, the crumbles from erasers all over the place. Okay, so 2 of this one, this pillow kind of star looking one, square, funky square. The top and the bottom. Okay, 1. And 2. I was going to have all this done, but I thought, you know what, this video won't take long to attach it, and I do have tips on attaching it, so hold on just a bit. Okay, and then we're going to need 4 of this other shape. Okay, so here's 1, 2, this one, and I use these same templates for all of them. So I just have to do that one time. Okay, and then 2 more after I get this one done. So when it comes to cutting out these pieces, you want to cut inside the line that we're drawing right now. You want to cut inside of it, and once we start attaching it to the square pillow box, we're going to have to make it just a little bit smaller. So these pieces I'm cutting out right now are going to be maybe 90% accurate. It's going to need trimming. And I don't think that I did my template wrong, but when you start folding it, the thickness of the folds, it takes a little trimming. Okay, and so it takes about a half a sheet. I might as well cut this one right here, accurate. And I'm cutting inside the line that I just drew. I'll hold it up here so you can see how far inside the line I'm cutting. And I'm just trying to cut it smooth. That's my goal. But while I'm at it, I'll do this one. I guess this would be good if you had really big scissors for doing this. Okay, so cutting it out. See right here how I cut inside the line? Okay, So let's cut out these pieces. And you know, when you cut them out, if you can, discard the pieces you know you're not going to use, like what I'm cutting off right here. Because at the end, it gets confusing. Like, I have all these pieces. Particularly this one right here. It looks like one of the side pieces. Oh, and when you do the tips, even on your template, you don't need to get way down into the super tiny corner. And when we start putting it together, then you'll know, like this corner right here, you don't need to stretch it all the way out there. And that will become clear when we put it together here in just a minute. So the goal right now is just to get like a nice smooth rounded cut. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we will be seeing some of the box peeking through these cut pieces. Like, did you notice, and does it drive you crazy that you see the white right through there? Certainly is cute, all colored. I think it's okay. I guess if you wanted, you could take your marker or an ink pad, and because the base of this paper is, why am I blanking out on that? Petal pink. You could take it and color the box petal pink first, and then attach the pieces. Okay, this one has another cut right here. Okay, 2 of them done. And you can see I'm being pretty careful about cutting very near the lines, maybe a little bit smaller. It's still going to need trimming. Every one of them I had to trim the pieces. Okay, so this is the confusing one. That's going to go away. I was so stumped with, what do you do with these boxes? And how do you decorate it enough? How do you make it cute? It's got to be cute. It can't just be kind of boring like my first pass. I'm so happy Miranda chimed in with, just do a template. Okay, we're getting there. So we're going to use liquid glue to attach these panels. And that is, so after you have the panel on, you might have to kind of scooch it around a little bit. And if you use regular adhesive or Stampin' Seal, ooh, once it's on there, that's it. Also on the box, the square pillow box, there's 2 different sides, and I probably should know what side is the right side to use. But I'm using the dole side, and I don't know if that's right, but I'm not so sure that it matters. So some of you might have better ideas on that. Another note is when you're closing the final flap, the one with the little finger hole in it to open it up, I'll show you, but there's a way to fold it that it makes it secure and it folds a little bit more easy. I think I should just show you that. Okay, one more piece. This paper is so cute. Those bees are so happy. So what should I put in this? Recently, we've been doing a lot of 3D, like before the holidays, a lot of 3D and a lot of chocolate, probably because I like chocolate. But I want to put something in here. I don't know, maybe a cookie would fit in there. Okay, so here's our pieces. And you know, I drew on this cute side. Look how perfectly that's in the center. So if there was a pencil line, if I drew it on the other side, I would have to erase it at this point. But because I drew on this side, it's all clean. Okay, and all these are the same. Okay, let's work on the box. Here's the box. So just start out by folding these in. We're going to have the box completely folded before we stick it together. And we're going to put the box completely together before we attach any of the designer paper. That is because if you attach designer paper right now, that would be very convenient. But once you folded it, it changes. If you have glue on it, it won't stretch. And I can show you what I mean by that when we do this piece right here. Because we'll have to kind of undo it, put the piece on, and then you'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here it is. This is the dull side up with the adhesive little bits on it. This side is a little bit smoother. I think this side might be prettier, but that's okay. That's how it works for me. So now I'm taking these two sides, and the side with the sticky on it, I'm putting that on the inside. This side here with no panels on it, sticky panels, right there. Okay, we're almost there. And before you think, oh, let me stick it together, let's first fold these pieces in. So when you're folding the pieces in, let's see, I'm hoping that the words are going to work good for this. See this side, how it's kind of inside this other piece? That's the one that's inside. It has a sticky panels on it. In the end, we're going to have, I'm trying to think of a way to say that it's really clear. This flap goes in first. The flap without the sticky panels folds in first, and then this one folds in. And after you get all these pieces put together, the reason that I do those the flap with the notch in it like that is because that makes it come together really snug in the corner. Okay, so now my box, it feels good and it feels secure. I might even be able to let it go. Okay, but I haven't done the stickies yet. So now, let's open this up again, and I'll go over the flaps one more time. So, these flaps right here have the sticky on them in my right hand. So I'm going to start with one, take it out, and because we already folded it, we know this is going to work. Fold it together, and right now I'm looking at these corners coming together. That's my primary purpose right now. Okay, they're together. So, stick that, and just like that, and it's super sticky. Okay, so now we have just this one side to still stick down. Same process. Take this off. Push that in with the sticky on it, push it in. This piece goes over. Now I'm looking at this top corner, get that stuck together. Oop, can I let it go? Okay, it's gonna stay like that. I wish that I got that a little bit closer together, but it's not letting go. So, that's okay, we're gonna move on. So see this right here? I wish I got that just a little bit closer, just like this one. It's probably gonna maybe distort the shape of my pieces going on, but that's okay. Okay, so holding the box, right here, this piece wraps around, and I see the seam right over here. That one goes in, left one goes in, then the right one goes in. And if you don't do it just like that, it'll work just fine, don't worry. And I like to have the little finger hole right over here. Maybe if you're left-handed, you want it otherwise. Okay, so we have our box. Our box is put together. So now let's do these pieces. So these pieces fit pretty good without much trimming. So let's put that on. I'm going to put glue way out to those tippity corners. A little bit in the center. Then when I go to set it on, I'm going to put it here, here. Just make sure it's on this part first, and then smooth the corners down. Then kind of squeeze the corners, because if it's crooked, because it's still wet, the glue is wet, you could still move it. But when I kind of squeeze the corners, I don't feel the paper sticking out. Then make sure all the corners are set down. Yay! Let's do it again. So get those corners. So remember how I said I didn't make the corners as pointy as the template was calling for? That's because if the corners were any longer, like if this stretched out an extra 1/4 of an inch, that would be going way down here to the end, to the tip, and you don't need to do that. It's not necessary. You can if you want, but I think it might drive you crazy. Okay, and then check these. Good. Yeah, scooch it a little. Okay, that's good. Okay, those go on pretty easy. These side ones, they need a little trimming. And when I look at this bit here, it shows, sticking down, a little bit of the white edge, but that's okay. And this over here is a little bit too long, and I possibly could have trimmed it, but I tried trimming it on one of them with my snips. Oh, it didn't look good. It's better just to leave it like that. Okay, so the sides, we're probably going to need a little attention. Let's work on, I'll just do this one first. Just choose a side, lay it on there, and when you lay it on there, the paper is flat, but the pillow box has a curve. So take this, set it in place, do the tips, and I can see there's a whole bunch of white over here, but I'm not going to worry about that. So this tip here is a little bit big. This tip here is big too. I'm going to kind of scooch it just a bit. So now these are perfect. I like that. But this side over here, can you tell that it needs a little trim? So right about here. And all of them are going to need just a little trim. I'm not quite sure how to avoid that. But because this is the last one, I'm okay with that. That's not real smooth right there. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And not that you would get confused, but I always get confused. So this is the one we're going to stick on. Take it, lay it right there. Put your glue around the outside edge. Little bit in the middle, and just like I dropped it down to put glue on it, I'm going to pull it right back up in place. That way I know it should fit just fine. Okay, next one. Oh, this is the one that I didn't get lined up well. Maybe I could cover it with this. I planned that, yeah. Who knew? Scooch it over a little. Maybe. Because I had to trim it a bit. No, because now I could see that. Okay. So right like that. Okay, so this needs a trim. Not the best. Okay, so it goes right there, drop it down. A little bit of glue in the middle, and then just as it was dropped down, pull it back up, stick it in place, and then get it exactly in place. I'm trying to cover up my little whoops over here. Okay. Oh, now, okay, so this one is different. This one has that notch. So to do this one, I'm going to just take one of these. It's going to be very similar, just a little bit different at the end. And get it in place. That looks pretty good. This needs lots of trimming. Wowee. What happened there? I'm going to blame everything on not folding the box proper. I don't know if it's fair, but that's okay. Well, that worked out pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down even though the notch still needs to be taken out. Okay, so drop it here, plop it there. Glue. And where the notch is, a little bit of glue. Okay, and then put it right back into place, even if it's kind of messy. Okay, and now position it. And while the glue is still wet, pop this open. Ooh, close it up. Okay, you have to stick just a little bit. Okay, while it's still wet, pop this open and cut out this notch with your snips. And it's kind of surprising that it goes pretty well. There is a little bit of a edge right there, but that's okay. And then get it right back into place. And I say that because the paper being curved this direction is different size than if the paper was rounded. When it's, I don't want to take it out at this point, but when it's rounded up, you need a bigger piece of paper. When it's curved in, you need a smaller paper. And we want it to dry just like that. Okay, and last one, then there's just a little decorating. Oh, that one's fitting pretty good. This looks good. Over here, it needs just a bit of trimming. So this project, it's there's no way you could be perfect, or I haven't figured out a way that you could perfectly attach all these panels. And if you're okay with that, this is a great way to do it. Okay, looking good. So take it. I have paper cuts all over from smoothing it out. It goes right there. Oop, might have to pull it up. Oop, that one's sticking out. It's going to need more of a trim. Okay, so our box is done. And clear this up a little bit. And now we could do the label, which is like all the cuteness. So I'm going to put here's the notch. I'm going to put the label right on here. I already got it partially done. That, and I'm going to use some free ribbon. So the free ribbon, I'm going to use a glue dot, actually 2 glue dots, right in the middle. Stick it down the middle, wrap it around. And then another glue dot. I would put it on the ribbon, but I think it'll stick to the paper better. Put it in the middle. I love this ribbon, so pretty. And then, because I don't want those glue dots to let go, just kind of seal it in with a little bit of glue. Because once that glue soaks into the ribbon, it's not going to move. Then we have to do, I'll leave that open, the same process with this, going right through there. See how there's that ribbon? So, 2 more glue dots. Stick to the ribbon. Maybe. It says there's glue on there. You really think I should stick? Okay, so sweet sorbet ribbon is right on there. I'll put a glue dot onto this part of the ribbon. Okay, wrap it around. And all that's going to be hidden under the label. Oops. Okay. There it is. And again, I don't want it to ever let go. And this will all be hidden, so I'm fine if it's a little ugly looking. Okay, now for the label. Let's put that on, the black one on with dimensionals. We'll do 4. Okay. This label is so pretty. Did I show you that die set? How pretty it is? So it has all of these nesting shapes, plus these shapes, plus shapes to cut out the images. We'll be doing something with this soon. But I love those dies. Okay, this die label just gets added on. Oh, that's interesting. You can have it kind of matchy-matchy like that. Okay, let's do different. Just a little twist. So 4 more dimensionals. And this white label doesn't have any stamping. It's just plain white to hold the flower. Okay. And this is, so you could see it, I'll stamp it on here. Just for you, and I stamped it in Pool Party. A little light, but that's okay. Oh, and then a double bow out of Sweet Sorbet. This is part of the product suite. You know, sometimes you just have to get everything. So this I'll attach with a glue dot followed up with glue. Oh, this is going to be a tiny ribbon. I cut that tail a little short, but that's okay. Might be a good thing. It's still very cute. Glue dot right here, kind of at an angle. Okay, time to dry. Okay, so now this gets a little gem. This one I did the petal pink heart. How about a sweet sorbet heart? Maybe. Nope, it's on my finger. Well, see, that makes it hard. Okay, that'll do. So this can go on with glue all along the bottom here. And it'll go on the black label. And I'll put pictures on my blog. And my blog is jillybling.com. So if you want to do the same one, you'll have the pictures to kind of help you out a little. Ooh, I like that red heart. Okay, dry. Where's that rubber band? Because I want that to kind of be pressed down when it dries. Okay, dry right there. Okay, so the flower. Here's some paper for the flower. Here's the flower. Stamp it in Memento because I'll color it with the blends. Maybe I'll make it a pool party flower. That red one stands out well though. Okay, let's see, pool party. And should we do parakeet? How about like this one I did with Granny Apple? How about olive? Okay, pool party, here we go. So, I like to start with the dark, go wherever the shadows. Like wherever the flower petal is close to coming out from the bud, I'll do it in the darker color. Ooh, that's better. And see how I'm saving room for the pool party light? And that's all for pool party light right there. Those pieces on the inside are so small, they don't matter too much. Okay, and now for pool party light. So you have to tell me which one you like better. Do you like the, after it's done, the blue pool party flower or that's sweet sorbet with a little bit of petal pink. Okay, so the rest just gets pool party light. A little bit of blending. This is easy because it's just two colors. At this point, I'm just coloring in the rest of the flower that it doesn't have color already. That's easy. Colored in. Okay, and now on to the green. So I'm going to start with the light and then just do the center of the leaf with the dark. So, light. Everything is in light. Yeah, the olive looks good with the pool party. Now put pictures of all of those other ones on my blog. So in case you saw one and it's like, ooh, I like that. I'm sure after watching this you'd be able to easily reproduce it. Or just see what pretty papers you have in your stash. This would be a good reason to use it. Use only a half a sheet for each of the boxes. So the dark, just in the center. Maybe on the stem. Okay, I think that's pretty. So now when it comes to cutting it out, because it's going to go onto this white panel, I don't have to be super fuzzy and cut around every little thing, but what matters is maybe the stem, because it extends over the white, and maybe these little side pieces, but in the top, but the rest of it, you don't have to be super detailed in cutting it. Like you don't have to go into every little crevice. Like right there, I could go way into there, but because I know it's on the white panel, it's hard to see white on white. You mostly just see the black outline. It's a really cute image, cute stamp. Oh, and I checked, there's not a die for it. That would have been convenient. And the little white pieces on the inside, I'm not going to take the time to cut those out. Again, there's no need for that. So after I get done cutting this out, I'll put 2 dimensionals on the back, and then I'm going to put liquid glue on some of the end points that are kind of sticking out to make it look maybe a little more 3D. So what should I put inside of these? I have to come up with something good. Okay, that is done. So 2 dimensionals, there and there, and then glue on these tips. Definitely at the bottom. Oop, got my rubber band on there. Might need to stay there. Oh, it's held together pretty good. Okay, so it's gonna go right up here. Oh, I think the blue is pretty. And then all the places that I had the glue, just kind of hold it in place, let it dry. Okay, so that's it. Which one do you like better? I think this one stands out a little bit more. It's kind of more vibrant, but I like both of them. Okay, so that's it for today's project. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Stay warm. I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.